Hello everyone, this is excandersham from Ghostlands EU, and this is Let's Play. We are on part 8 of the Let's Play World of Warcraft Cataclysm. This is the last video besides the next video, which means it's the first to last video before the last video in Cataclysm's Vashj'ir zone. I got confused there. Well, I really didn't get confused. I just couldn't, end the sentence because everything I just went just continued the sentence to Vashj'ir, and I'm still continuing the sentence by continuing to talk about a sentence I should have finished like 5 minutes ago. Well, maybe 30 seconds ago. I don't know why I'm continuing to talk about this. I am so happy right now because after 6 to 7 days of some of the worst internet speeds I think I've ever had, i.e. unusable, the internet has somehow managed to be upgraded. I don't know how, considering we used to have a 1 megabyte connection to a 2 megabyte connection. Don't know how we weren't signed up with BT to actually make it a 2 megabyte connection. There was no plans to make it a 2 megabyte connection, but yet we have a 2 megabyte connection. So I'm thinking if I report it, they might take it away. So I'm just going to, have plausible deniability and just say that I got the best internet I've ever had. And any of you who are actually in any other part of the country are saying, oh, 2 megabytes shit, and it is. But for my place, from where I live, a 2 megabyte connection was unheard of, because I have survived for the past 10 years on speeds of less than 1 megabyte, and actually, when I was younger, the chances of getting broadband were 0. Up until 11, I had dial-up. And after that I had 0.5 megabyte internet. So you probably understand why 2 megabytes is a big deal, even though it isn't. I just talked over the recording, but I did talk about those quests in the previous video, so I thought it was just better to go on an anecdotal rant rather than, just talk about the same quest that we did before. And this is a quest where you get overtaken by a Cthulhu type mind sucker thing, and takes you over, and then, knocks you out. And for some reason, everyone is just spazzing out, what do we do, what do we do, what do we do? And even though it's obviously something that could just be whacked off my head, they were just running around screaming, and, basically, oh my god, it's not dead. And of course it wouldn't be dead, because it would be faking, because it's an evil demonic entity. Yes, old gods. I've never actually seen that model before. I think it's a new model for Cataclysm. But if the old gods have basically got leeches, if you watch Futurama, remember those leeches? This is the Futurama reference, so if you don't actually watch Futurama, this is completely irrelevant to you. Futurama reference, those leeches on people's heads, well, apparently it's the same thing for these old god type octopi thing, except they're more noticeable. Now at this section in the zone, the questing basically comes down to dealing with the old god threat and the Twilight Hammer threat, which is actually quite small in Vashj'ir. Instead of actually dealing with the Naga. We've dealt with the Naga, we really haven't dealt with the Naga, but the Naga were getting stale. Let's go right after the things that are actually controlling the Naga, or at least helping them a lot. We have to destroy 5 defiling filers, or faceless defilers. Why is defiling filers? Yeah. Evil demonic paper filers, yes. They work in offices. They're demonic. They'll make sure that you do not get your loan from the bank because they're demonic, and yes, they are. I did not know where to go with that. If you noticed my pauses there, I had something lined up, forgot it halfway through, and that was a disconnect. We have to use the totem to absorb their juices, I guess. We also have to destroy the defiled Scalding Chasm wildlife. Why? Well, because they're corrupted, and we really don't want corrupted wildlife going about. And the other thing is you just need to collect some of these volatile mushrooms. Why? We just need to know what the hell's in these volatile mushrooms. And well, basically the reason we're collecting all these mushrooms is because they're volatile, and we really, really don't want a gnome to come about here, notice these things, and then use it. Because that will mean the end of all things on Azeroth. And don't think that the gnome will not do it. They will do anything as long as there's a slight chance of blowing up. Now, we have completed these quests. We need to go and hand them in now. To be honest, this section of questing is very boring. They're all kill quests, and there isn't really much to talk about besides this one. To be honest, this is kind of a disappointing ending to the Vashj'ir questing. There is a little bit more questing which you will see in the next video, but it's disappointing. And if you know, and in the next video I will show you the entire last quest is heavily bugged. And considering this is 5 months after the launch of Cataclysm, or 4 months, it's unacceptable, to be honest. It really shouldn't be bugging like this. It bugged my first character, which was months ago, when I leveled it in Vashj'ir, and now we are in February, and it's still bugged. And now I'm not going to continue on about it anymore in this video, because you will see just how bugged it is in the next video, but just to give you like a taster, despawns. NPCs despawn. The quest we have to do here is we have to destroy these ogre mages. The reason we have to destroy these ogre mages is apparently they're either creating old god tentacles or they're summoning old god tentacles, and they're really hurting this water elemental god. Basically, it's either the sister / cousin / brother / just the same species of old sea god as we saved in the early Vashj'ir questing, and now we have to try and save it now. But as we'll see in this video, he's beyond saving, and it's such a shame because these things, I don't even know what these things are. I haven't even checked to see what the lore behind these things are. They seem to have just been introduced into Cataclysm, and there isn't really that much explanation in the actual questing. They seem to have links to the Earthen Ring, but I don't even know what they are. They just seem like massive sea creatures, to be honest. And I don't know if they've got any secret power. They don't seem to be able to stop people who are actually invading their insides, and they don't seem to be able to move, but they have lots of tentacles. They seem to have sentient intelligence, so maybe the old gods have weakened them before the Naga have taken them over. By the way, if you're not wondering what his name is, it's Lagarak. I don't even know if you can pronounce it. It might be like a Cthulhu type thing where you can't actually pronounce their names, and for some reason we've got an octopi on our head. Yes, apparently just having one of these octopi on our head, it confuses the Twilight Hammer greatly. But luckily this thing who talks in all caps for some reason is not fooled by the fact we have a dead octopus on our head. And I don't even know what the point of having a dead octopus on our head was, because all we'd have to do was walk in, and now we don't even use it. So basically it was just something to actually communicate with the Lagorak brain, I guess. The quest we have here is another really dull quest. It's just collecting and killing mobs. We have 3 quests. We need to rescue 5 Alliance prisoners which have been taken over by the Twilight Hammer. They're found all around the place, and you'd usually have to kill like an elemental in order to actually get to the chest to free them. The other thing is we need to collect 5 or 7 runestones of bindings. These are a rare drop of these Twilight candidates. By rare I mean they drop every 1 in 3 kills, which means you'll have to kill quite a lot of enemies. The other thing is you have to destroy 5 of these ancient conduits. The good thing about this zone, however, is that the Twilight candidates have a very low aggro range, which means you can always be right on top of them and they won't actually attack you. Good thing, because these things do hit for a truck if you're not careful and don't actually interrupt their casts. And some classes don't have an interrupt, so you just want to kill them down as quickly as possible. The Twilight champions, which are the melee mobs, also hit for quite a lot, but I don't think they actually drop runestones of binding. I think they only drop off the Twilight candidates. Yes, this takes quite a while, as you can probably see. There isn't really much to talk about, to be honest. These are just Twilight Hammer. They seem to be doing something inside Lagorak, either trying to take it over, which I don't really understand how, considering Lagorak doesn't seem to be able to do anything besides, you know, talk in a loud, caps-like voice. How dare you invade my body? I will talk in all caps until you leave. Well, we just will, you know, ignore you, put you on /ignore. Damn, I forgot this strategy. Okay, carry on. And then they just continue to stay inside Lagorak. Yes, I don't even know how this actually worked. They're supposed to be massively powerful sea gods, and yet they're easily taken over by just like the Twilight Hammer. Which, to be honest, no, don't get me wrong, I like the Twilight Hammer as an actual enemy. They've been introduced in the original vanilla, and it's high time they became like a comparable threat. But throughout all of Cataclysm, we have seen that they lack leadership. They seem to be like a throwaway characters, and it's very clear that they and not like the big evil entity that the Ice Crown type mobs were. Now you can probably say, well, they're not the real, you know, they're not the real enemy. Deathwing's the real enemy. Well, yes, but the Twilight Hammer are the things you're fighting most of the time. And considering the undead as an unstoppable horde, the Twilight Hammer seem to be slightly less impressive than massive bone giants. I'm just throwing it out there. You might not agree. You might think like normal humanoid female mobs are more frightening than massive bone monstrosities with flesh hanging off them, but I would disagree completely. Now, this is the end of the video, guys. In the next video, we'll be fighting the Halazard the Ascended, or we've already killed the Halazard the Ascended in this video. No, we'll wait until the next video. Who is the person who is responsible for trying to kill the Gorek or take him over. And thanks for watching, guys. I hope you liked this video. I hope to see you in part 9 of Let's Play Warcraft Cataclysm Vashj'ir. If you want to like the video, please like. If you want to comment, please comment. I will respond if I've actually got an answer. And please subscribe if you want to subscribe. So thank you for watching, guys. Peace out.